and is essential to all men, both in the sea and on the land. There's one animal that is the perfect embodiment of the ocean, and that's the Marcellus orca. In just a few minutes, you'll meet SeaWorld's killer whales. First, though, let's find out more about these remarkable animals. Marcellus orca, or killer whale, is the most widely distributed mammal on Earth. They can be found throughout the ocean, all around the world, including in the Arctic, the Atlantic, the Southern, the Indian, and the Pacific Oceans. No other single marine species lives in as many different ocean habitats or is as directly reliant on as many different types of marine life as the killer whale. More than 800 Marcellus orca is the living environment of Shamu organisms. Until 1980, scientists didn't know that there were actually several different varieties or even types of killer whales. With effort and observation, however, we discovered that there are actually 10 distinct epithets, each differing in size, behavior, diet, lifestyle, and appearance. A striking characteristic of the orca is their black and white skin. This camouflage is called disruptive coloration. In a murky environment, this coloration can make them difficult to detect. Killer whales are counter-shaded. Their top surface is darker than the surface of the lake. From below, looking up, they blend in with the light from above. From above, looking down, they're invisible as they are. Killer whales are warm-blooded and breathe air, just like we do. Killer whales are the largest members of the dolphin. As you can see, they have impressive physical characteristics. Orcas have keen eyesight, both above and below the water. The dorsal fin of an adult whale can be up to 6 feet in length. Your experience of a variety of natural killer whale behaviors through important encounters today. We asked our whales to replicate natural behaviors such as branching, spy hopping, and tail sags. While awe-inspiring and entertaining for our guests, these behaviors are also essential to maintaining the health and well-being of the killer whales in our area. Much remains to be understood regarding the Marcellus orca. One thing we do know, however, is that across the world, they face real challenges as the general health and populations and habitats on which killer whales depend suffer due to changes in their life. In just a few moments, you'll encounter SeaWorld's killer whales and learn even more about these fascinating animals. As the most widely distributed mammal on Earth, the killer whale is uniquely positioned to represent the beauty, power, and fragility of the ocean.
On behalf of the entire killer whale training team, I'd like to welcome you to Orca Stadium. Being a part of SeaWorld's mission is more than just a job. We are proud of what we do, and it's a privilege for us to care for, build relationships with, teach, and learn from these amazing animals. Now more than ever, we're honored to share our relationships with whales and what we have learned with all of you. And now SeaWorld proudly presents Orca Encounter!
Our world has one interconnected ocean. A vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the ocean's beauty than the killer whale.
They live in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the Pacific and beyond.
The killer whale story is the ocean story, and it's one you all share.
We are one world, united by our ocean.
Three members of our killer whale family, all demonstrating their incredible size, speed, power, and complex learning abilities. These behaviors keep our whales active and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired generations all over the world, and we're so excited to share their stories with you today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's food. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales aren't as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer. High flying and powerful.
You're going to see all of that and more. These behaviors contribute to an environment that is full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, and years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust and allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Today, you'll see how whales work together in unison. These synchronized behaviors strengthen their social bonds and enable them to problem solve as a group. Working together as a team is what makes the killer whale the ocean's top predator. Now, scientifically, they're known as Porcinus orca, but they're more commonly referred to as killer whales. Well, here at SeaWorld, we love to call them by their names: Katina, Milani, Malia, Trua, and Makayo, our killer whale family. Makayo is our youngest whale, and he is just 14 years old. And our oldest whale is his mother, Katina, who is also the leader or the matriarch of our pond. Now, here at SeaWorld, our animal training techniques create a language between us and the whales. It's a language of learning through positive reinforcement, encouragement, commitment, and care. Through these techniques and our relationships, the whales will learn to trust us. They'll even learn to participate every single day in their very own health and well-being. Now, one of the very first healthcare or husbandry behaviors that we train the whales is a position in which we ask them for a voluntary blood sample. Now, Makayo is coming over right now to demonstrate the position that we train the whales to be in for this voluntary blood sample. You'll notice that he's rolling over ventrally or upside down, and he's presenting to us his tail flukes. Not only will this give us a great view of his whole body, but also access to blood vessels that we can easily see here on the right undersides of his tail flukes. Our veterinarians will collect the blood sample at least once a month, and the whales are trained to remain calm and relaxed, just like Makayo's demonstrated. Now, as trainers, we're very frequently rubbing down and massaging the whales on their backs, their bellies, their pectoral flippers, or those tail flukes. They have very sensitive skin, so that's one of many ways that we can reinforce the animals from participating in their healthcare sessions. But the blood sample is only one of many ways that we can make sure our whales are staying healthy. Another really important diagnostic is weighing whales. Now, we can weigh our killer whales by asking them to slide their entire bodies out of the water onto a giant killer whale size scale that we have in an adjacent room. Today, we're going to have Trua come over and demonstrate in just a moment. When he slides out of the water, you'll notice that a portion of his body will still be down in the water. That's called the peduncle, and it's his powerhouse. In fact, natural athletic behavior that we see in all killer whales is the ability to lift that peduncle with such force that he can turn completely around before re-entering the water. But if that area of the body is still down in the water, when we weigh the whales, we aren't getting an accurate weight. So we've solved this problem by asking them to lift it all the way up and out of the water. Training that posture enables us to ensure accuracy so that we know the younger whales are growing properly and our older whales are maintaining a healthy weight.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt. For the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales and for us.
Hello everybody, I'm over here on the left side of the stadium. Did you guys know killer whales love love to play. Well, they actually learn a lot by playing, but also through mimicry and observation. We're going to put that to the test today with our Killer Whale family and all of you. So, are you guys ready to have some fun? All right, excellent. Everybody on this side of the stadium with me, we need your help. Please stand up right where you're at. We're going to play a Killer Whale game of follow the leader with Jacob and Makayo, all right? Here are your instructions. When I say go and not before, you're going to spin your body in a circle 2 times. And don't get dizzy, then check out what Makayo does, all right? Ready, set, go. And check it out, he's got it. Nice job, everybody. You can all have a seat. Thank you for participating today. Now, as you can see, Makayo was paying very close attention to you all. Killer whales are very curious animals that can be seen jumping just to get a better look around. So when you see Makayo, please give him a great big cheer. All right, I'm on my way to the other side of the stadium, and you know what that means? It's your turn with Trula and Jenny. Please stand up right where you're at. We need your help as well. Here is your hand signal. Take 2 hands straight out in front of you, just like this. When I say go, you're going to throw your arms over your shoulder. All right, ready, set, go. Nice job, everybody. That was an incredible breach signal. Drew is on his way for that breach, and killer whales breach for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's to scratch an itch. Sometimes it's to stun their prey. But more often than not, it's simply to show off and let the other whales know they're here. Wow, some of you really are in the sun zone down there for sure. I saw that wave. How about a round of applause for our 2 male killer whales, Trula and Makayo? SeaWorld's research and observations of the killer whales in our care has shed light on many mysteries about these amazing animals. For example, we know that the gestation period for a pregnant killer whale is about 17 months. That's information that will be impossible to obtain in wild. But some research can only be done through field research, and that's why SeaWorld partnered with such organizations as the Norwegian Orca Survey and NOAA to advance global education. We have learned that killer whales are powerful animals. Perhaps the best expression of that power can be seen when they hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal can be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will teach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from icebergs. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tails.
So, killer whales make waves when they hunt, and they use their powerful tail flips to stun their prey. You're all about to see a demonstration. For our killer whales, it's a high-energy activity session. But for all of you, it means it's time to get wet! time of year, but unfortunately, overfishing, pollution, and other factors are having serious impacts on some killer whale populations.
Killer whales are aggressive animals. It's pretty obvious why they're the top predator in the ocean. That means killer whales are invincible, right?
Killer whales depend on a plentiful food source and a clean environment. They're completely dominant, yet completely dependent.
When it comes down to it, killer whales are not the most powerful animal in the ocean.
Their future depends on you.
They're your actions.
For the choices we all make.
We hold the future of killer whales and the oceans in our hands.
Whales continue to surprise and amaze us. They're the perfect ambassadors of the ocean, limitless, connected, powerful, but still vulnerable.
The challenges that face can seem insurmountable.
Don't give up. Be inspired.
The ocean needs our help, and that seems overwhelming. But together, we can make it happen.
There's so much to learn.
So much to protect. So much to explore.
The killer whale story is still being written.
And there are simple things we all can do to make a difference.
All it takes is one choice.
One positive act, one ripple that can grow